Looking back at 2025, what do you think were the defining trends in digital and affiliate marketing across France, Germany, and wider Western Europe?
Look, I think it's difficult to talk about 2025 trends without mentioning AI. There's some interesting data that I came across lately from SimilarWeb. It was about Gen AI search citations versus traditional organic Google search. And I think what they did, they looked at Gen AI searches, and they looked at what proportion of those citations that came back in Gen AI were also present in Google's top 10 search returns. And the figure was 10%. So, if you're optimizing for SEO, you're essentially going to be invisible in GEO or generative AI search 90% of the time. So, that's one fundamental shift I think that AI is contributing to.
I would say there are two major parts when it comes to AI. One is the visibility in terms of AI overviews, Google rankings, like Bill just mentions. If you optimize for SEO, there will be a decrease in traffic. The other one is about optimization, process optimization, the way that our daily doings will get easier from time to time. So those are the two major parts where AI has the biggest impact from my point of view.
Do you feel like it's on the cusp still of big, seismic, profound change, or that impact is already being felt in a significant way within both affiliate and the wider digital marketing space?
Did you say, are we on the cusp? I think that is a good way of putting it. I think we're on the cusp of something significant really happening. Because if we drill down into usage of AI for search, Gen AI is still some way behind. Mm-hmm. People still go to Google first, even though Google is embedding AI into its search. And I think it wants AI to be the primary way that you search or get the results. But for now, AI is a trend that is still brewing.
Julian, from your side then, you've got the annual survey that you guys do every year. Are there any signs from that indicate how advertisers and agencies are really thinking about their budget allocation towards certain specific performance channels? Obviously, we're talking from an affiliate perspective, but more broadly, maybe you can give us some previews of what's emerged there.
So what we see is that advertiser, they expect especially affiliate marketing to become one of the strongest revenue channels in 2026. So it's actually 71% mentioned that affiliate marketing is in second place right after paid search.
Just one thing I would add, when we're in these kind of conditions where there's a lot of cost pressures, and I think Julian alluded to it there, spend gets drawn down as close to the consumer as possible. So, and what we've seen recently in the past couple of years is that retail media ad spend has had a huge boost in interest and in spending, because that's as close to the consumer as you can get, and it's as close to the purchase intent that you can get as well. So again, just stepping back from affiliate for a moment, that's one area where we've seen a lot of growth recently.
What do you think, Julian, about the digital spaces, so the digital ad spaces and ad models that advertisers are putting their trust in? Where is the growth?
What we see, again, looking at the affiliate channel, it's influencer marketing. So there we see a lot of growth, and I think that makes sense. In a time of AI generated content, people want to buy from people, and affiliate marketing is like the perfect match for influencer marketing in terms of measurement. So there I see a good proportion of growth, but also in content partners, and what we see from the data that also like the classic verticals, cashback comparison sites, they are still important for the advertiser, for the German market. Especially when we have a economy which is in recession, I think that makes even more sense that we rely on incentive partners where we get like the best offer for our product that we want to consume.
From my perspective, I've already mentioned retail media. That's been growing quickly. I expect it to grow quickly next year. CTV is, by our categorization, the second fastest growing category that we forecast. But I think Julian made a really interesting point. I think influencer marketing, or the creator economy, is another really booming area at the moment.
Definitely.
Social media generally always performs incredibly well, but I think the creator economy is giving it a little bit of an extra boost. So I'd probably pick those three.
France seems to be, you talked a little bit about Germany struggling a little bit economically, I guess, and France also is suffering from a bit of instability there as well. Do you think these struggles are reflected in the digital ad market there as well?
No. And the reason for that, we've kind of alluded to some of this already. You can measure everything. So when there's instability or uncertainty, marketers want to get right down the funnel. They want to be able to measure and prove the efficacy of their spend. They want to get the ROI, the ROAS. So what we tend to see is overall ad spending can struggle. So for France, total media ad spend is still buoyant, but it's being driven exclusively by digital. So traditional media ad spend actually declined in 2025 by a couple of percentage points. At the same time, digital grew by 15% to more than offset that.
What are you seeing is driving most of that growth within digital in France? Is it search? Is it that's kind of propping up that growth largely?
I do know that in France, retail media will jump ahead proportionally of the UK. So retail media as a proportion of total digital ad spend will surpass the UK, which is pretty significant. And I think this is another of those examples where a slightly less mature digital market means there's been slightly less competition in the digital space.
Let's talk about AI again. Can we have a comparison or maybe some numbers against who is better, the United States or Europe on AI adoption?
So when we talk about adoption, in fact, I would say that overall uptake is strong across the US and Western Europe. It's the same story. US is ahead, UK not far behind, and then Germany and France a little bit behind again. But there's not a lot in it. We're using it, but I don't think any of us really trust it just yet. I know I certainly don't. But it's like magic, but it's not able to do things to the level of trust that I think we want it to do just yet.
It's very interesting because I can totally relate to that was what Bill was saying. The majority of affiliates say that one of the biggest risks is that the quality in content is getting less, so that we don't trust in companies and we know that they are using AI content. But on the other hand, what I want to emphasize is that there is still a strong indication that there is an increase in efficiency when it comes to publisher scouting, to reporting, to forecasts. So this is the other side of AI where we see that, it improves the processes, the workflows that we are using in our daily doings.
We already mentioned the creator economy and influence and this huge space, or let's say lots of potential and what we can do there. Bill, how do you see this commerce evolving? You already mentioned that it will be big.
There's just increasing comfort in creator commerce. So the proportion of people transacting on social platforms has increased. So staying in platform with those creators. And I think the proportion in the UK was 50%, which is quite high, right? In France, it was somewhere in the 40s, US a little bit higher. Where there's a delay in decision making, though, so interacting with influencers on social sites, but then stepping away, the purchases then would happen elsewhere. So interacting with an influencer, not making a purchase, not clicking through, not clicking the affiliate link, then going away and purchasing somewhere else.
So we can track that back to the influencer then.
It can still be tracked, yeah.
Do you also have a segmentation of the size of these creators? Do you have any comments on that to understand who are better performers?
This is the beauty of the creator and influencer economy, right? Is that it's a much lower entry point for smaller brands that don't have these massive ad budgets, can reach a very engaged, very targeted audience by partnering with these micro influencers. So to your point, we absolutely see better engagement with the micro influencers, but you don't get the reach. If you want reach, go with the Mr. Beasts of this world, but they're going to cost a lot of money. So This is one of the reasons why I think the creator economy, the influencer economy is booming so much, because it cuts a swathe across all brands in terms of if you want reach or engagement or a bit of both.
And there is a great stat actually from Dr. Grace Kite. There was a really interesting thing that she was looking at, which was like the ROI that you get based on the size of the influencer. And so they found that on average, influencers with about 160,000 followers or more, you were on average expecting a kind of ROI of about £5. But when you bring it down to 5,000 followers or less, that ballooned up to like £18. So the bang for your buck with those smaller micro influencers was much, much higher, with the interpretation being that because they have this really tight proximity with their followers and their audiences, they are far more trusted. It's almost like when one of your friends recommends you something.
Yeah, and you often see that in survey questions where they say, who do you trust most for brand recommendations? Sometimes friends rank below influencers.
Yeah.
Julian, what do you obviously you see growth in Germany in the creator economy? That's not even a question, but do you have any nuances on that?
What's interesting is that advertisers, they are looking for niche audiences. They are looking for new traffic sources. And when we look at the behavior of target audiences, it's all shifting towards social media platforms. So it only makes sense for me that there is the new niche content that advertisers are looking for.
Attribution and measurement, it's a major topic within not just affiliate, but the wider digital space. It feels like there's been massive fragmentation and challenges in being able to implement that properly these days. What is the appetite right now in your respective locations for more flexible or incremental measurement approaches?
On the one side, advertisers, they are seeking for incremental revenue. They want to work with specialized niche publisher. They want to have long-lasting partnerships. But on the other hand, we see that the majority of the advertisers, at least in Germany, they are still on a last-click attribution. So I think this is the biggest appetite to say that if you want those quality content, those publishers that we actually value, and not only the incentive and cashback-driven publishers, we need to rethink our attribution model and, lift it up to the next level, I'd say.
Where do you expect the biggest sources of growth emerging in 2026?
I guess one thing I would say is it's interesting to see how there's kind of cross-pollination across some of these areas. So the creator space and CTV, for example, or even traditional TV, we're seeing creators cross the chasm. Lots of traditional media folks are crossing over into the creator space as well. Retail media, we've spoken about, and CTV as well. Lots of partnerships between those two areas that are leading to more measurability, better tracking and brand building, from both ends.
Bill, we'll start off with you, but what is one bold prediction you're confident will come true by the end of 2026?
Given everything we've just spoken about and Google still being important, I do think that Google is going to continue to invest in AI. So I think that the role of SEO in the affiliate space will begin to diminish in 2026. Mm-hmm. I can't see a future where GEO won't become the center of the affiliate universe. I'm not sure it won't happen in 2026, but it will certainly head in that direction.
My boldest prediction would be that at the end of the year, we can we change the image of affiliate marketing when it comes to decision makers, and they see us as the strategic full funnel channel that we are in fact, actually.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
The counter, the kind of flip side to that coin, Julian, is what's one thing you hope doesn't come true for the industry next
that we're
year?
Not being seen by decision makers.
Bill, I'll put the same question to you.
Yeah, I'm just concerned about the whole agentic shopping thing, and it could cause an existential problem for the whole affiliate space. The whole shopping journey will be just left to AI, and AI won't credit affiliate content and will be just edged out. But I actually have faith in humanity, and this isn't going to happen. People like to shop, I think.